Hi, it's highwithoutcoke, and I'm very pleased to announce that I've taken down all Ubers with my Impale Flicker Strike build, except Maven. Also, I've completed the Nightmare Nemesis challenge, which required me to complete nightmare maps with at least 175% item quantity. This build is the best all-rounded build I've ever played. Not only is it a great Simulacrum and Deli breach farmer, but it is also a capable Uber boss killer. I have another video showcasing this build doing Deli breach and Simulacrum. The link is in the description below, so check it out if you're interested. In this video, I'm going to showcase all the Uber boss fights I've done. These fights are arranged from the easiest to the hardest for this build, according to my opinion. Before I start, if you like what you are watching, please like and subscribe. I'll greatly appreciate it. Uber Incarnation of Fear was the easiest and most straightforward fight. I basically just went in there and downed my DPS on him. Uber Incarnation of Neglect was a breeze as well. The beams were very easy to avoid. All I needed to do was to watch out not to get hit by his slams, because they dealt very high cold damage which would kill me instantly if I got hit. After that, I just looked for an opening and DPS him down quickly. The difficulty of Uber Cortex was around the same as Uber Neglect. The only deadly part of the fight was the Void Pit, which looked like a small black pool on the ground. This black pool dealt physical damage over time, which could stack up to 10 times. Degen ground is bad for a lot of builds, but more so for this build because I already had degen from blood range, so standing on this degen ground would drain my life very quickly. Still, the whole fight was easy with the defense I had. Uber Eater of Woes was a little bit harder. I had to flicker a little bit and then move away quickly during the entire fight so that I wouldn't get hit by these tentacles or beams. I managed to kill him deathless, but the fight wasn't very clean. When he cast the beams, you really want to circle around him so that he's not facing you to avoid getting hit, which I did not do. Most of the times the beams were blocked, so I guess block was really OP. I was going to use another clip, but eventually decided to just include this to show how you can bring down Uber Eater of Worlds despite being a bad player like me. Uber Searing Exarch. I died twice in this fight. To you know what. Other than that, everything else was easy. Uber Sirus. Very mechanical fight. The storms are constantly moving, so just be careful not to flicker into them. They will get you killed instantly. This fight requires knowledge. You need to understand the fight, when to move, how to dodge, etc. Having good defense helps, but there are things in this fight that will insta one-shot you. For example, the maze. You will need to know how to exit it, because you're not going to survive the meteor with the defense you have. Normally. I guess block is really OP. Still not recommended to tank the meteors though. Uber Shaper. The reason he earned this spot is that you may die flickering when he's casting Shaper's beam. You have to find a better angle, flicker a little bit, and move away. This is how you're gonna do this fight and not die. The purple balls, try to avoid them. Also try to kite the gray balls into the edge of the arena instead of what I did, to prevent them from restricting your combat space. Degen is after all very dangerous for this build. This fight with Uber Incarnation of Dread took me off guard. It was a piece of cake with my Kinetic Fusillade Totem build, so I thought, okay, this build has better defense, it should handle the boss better. I went into the arena like a boss and got deleted instantly by these small balls. They were nothing for my Kinetic Fusillade build with full spell suppression. They dealt very little damage. I could literally walk past them like they didn't exist, but not this time. The small balls would kill me instantly if I didn't manage to block them. It was funny because I didn't believe it. I was like, why? And tried to walk into it again and died the second time. Luckily, it was softcore and I was able to use a few portals and kill him eventually. This was my second attempt since the boss was introduced, so I guess I just wasn't very familiar with this fight, which resulted in me dying a few times to it. I play a lot of totem and range spellcaster builds, so Uber Elder is usually one of the easiest Uber bosses. However, this wasn't the case for this build. When fighting Uber Elder, there are a lot of ads spawning in the arena. You have to be very careful, be aware of your surroundings so that you will not flicker into Shaper's beam or balls, like I did. Uber Shaper was easier for me because that was done after this fight, so I already knew what I was in for. But when I tried to fight Uber Elder for the first time on this build, it took me a little bit of time to get used to it. This build is a great all-rounded build. It can do most of the hardest contents in the game, for example, Uber bosses and Simulacrum. It is fast and tanky, with fantastic clear speed and awesome single-target DPS. However, it is vulnerable to degen and it can be hard to control sometimes. The hardest Uber boss for this build was Uber Maven. It was the only Uber boss I failed to kill. The brain phase was just impossible, because for this phase you will need to find the right angle, and then you will need to have a DPS far more than this build to instantly phase it. One wrong step, your life will drain very quickly and you will die because the brain beam prevents all life recovery. So unless you have like 200 million DPS to instantly phase it, or unless you are willing to swap to another gem for this phase, for example Double Strike or Frenzy, I would say just avoid this boss. Delving is one thing I didn't try with this build. I would assume it's not that great because you have to follow the cart, but with Flicker Strike, it's hard to control where you go. I tried Blight, not good at all because of this issue. Alright, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time.